Dear Julian, please take this letter as your notice to vacate this apartment by December 31st.
My journey in New York started here, 4.5 years ago when I came here for university. A small studio with a balcony over Fifth Ave, but it was a furnished apartment with generic decorations picked out by someone else. It didn't feel like a home, more like an Airbnb, but that was fine because I was just getting used to living alone in a big city. Then, after 6 months, I moved a few streets up to a bigger studio, and this place defined my college years. I left for school in the morning, then came back at night to sleep. And when I didn't have class, I had friends over all the time. I was able to pick my own cheap furniture and decorate the place. But I didn't spend much alone time in there. It was more like a place of utility. Then I got a girlfriend and moved out of the city with her. Beautiful sun-drenched one-bedroom in a calmer neighborhood. It was more of a living space, a home where I can really relax and work. I started taking art more seriously, and it was also during this time that the space started exhibiting some personality of mine. This apartment witnessed the end of my college career, the start of my filmmaking journey, and the beginning of my adult working life. However, I was living here with my girlfriend, so naturally the space wasn't entirely mine. Instead, a fusion of us two. And after 2 life-changing years, we both thought living separately made the most sense at our age. So now, I'm moving again. Each time that I moved, it felt like the start of a new chapter in my life. New apartment, new neighborhood, new environment, new experiences. And every apartment that I lived in reflected what point in my life I was in. So, what stage am I in right now? Well, the best word I can find is concentration. This next year is an important one. I have this grand dream that I want to chase. And now is the time to go all in while I'm still young and ambitious. And in order to fully focus on my craft, I want to create a living space that is conducive to that. One that's void of distractions and filled with things that would cultivate my passion. I want my place to be a breeding ground for art, a sandbox for creativity, a home where I can reach my heights. So to do that, I'll be turning my apartment into an art incubator. And immediately, my mind was racing with ideas about where to place my furniture. Since, before I can add some new touches to the place, I have to unpack everything and lay the foundations to build on. I'll probably buy another cabinet for that space, and I haven't mounted my bookshelves yet, just in case I must still move some stuff around. But overall, it's... I shifted my existing furniture around and tried out a few setups. But for some reason, every time, something felt off, unsatisfying. The furniture was mine, but the space didn't feel like it. It felt like putting on a shrunken t-shirt. Or maybe it's just that I have grown. And as you change, so should your home. So I realized new decorations or different arrangement wasn't gonna be enough. I needed a complete overhaul, a whole new design. Of course, that doesn't mean I'm redoing the whole apartment. I don't have the money for that. But to create a space that's mine doesn't mean I have to break the bank and buy the best furniture. I just need to change my mindset heading into the process. Because usually when people are setting up a new home, they often follow the same cookie-cutter formula. A couch facing a TV with a coffee table in between, a desk and a dining table, a few cabinets, add a few decorative items, and it's done. Sure, people will have different colors or brands of those stuff, but in the end, all living rooms look more or less the same. People rush the process, and it's kind of like crossing things off a checklist. It's like finishing a tedious chore. But your living space is important. It should be tailored to yourself and personalized to fit the life you want to lead. It's like one's daily routine. Some people wake up at 5 a.m. to gym, while night owls get their work done late into the evening. Your everyday life is based on your occupation, personality, and interests, and so should your home. Therefore, one way that I'm going to tailor an apartment to myself is by crafting the space around my artistic process. Because I want my home to reinforce my aspirations, for it to be a space that I'm excited to work in. It should encourage practices that help shape me into the artist I want to become. And one of them is reading. I used to read insatiably, and that was what planted the seed of imagination in my head. But it's something that I haven't really been doing the past year or two. And I think reading stories is so important for artists in any discipline, especially filmmaking. So to try and revive that bookworm in me, I'm going to set up a dedicated space for it by creating a reading corner somewhere. And the second artistic practice that I want my apartment to encourage is writing. Not typing on a computer, but actual physical writing. Over the years, I've realized that I've done my best thinking and ideations when I'm putting pencil on paper. From writing my daily pages to video scripts, I've found it best offline, when there's no distractions and your mind feels more free. So I'm planning to get a second desk, one where electronics are banned. The only things that are allowed on it are notebooks, pencils, and loose leaf paper. A safe place for my mind to wander. A desk that is dedicated to physical writing. Lastly, and perhaps the biggest change of them all, will be to repurpose the core of my living room. I not only want my apartment to encourage artistic practices, I also want it to be eliminated of all possible distractions. And what bigger distractions are there but my TV and PS5? They steal so much time away from me, yet I just let it sit there, right in the middle of my home. Plus, I prefer to watch movies in theaters, so I really only use it to game. And that's why I'm planning on selling both of them, then using that money to buy a nice turntable setup. Because since I've started filmmaking, I've only loved music more and more, as I realized how important it is to this visual medium. So it only makes sense that I turn what was originally a TV entertainment area into a music relaxation space. With these three pillars in mind, I'm able to start doing the layout and seeing what small trinkets to add to the ensemble. Then, I was ready to buy the needed furnitures. As with most things, I would rather go and see the furnitures in person. But the places that would fit my budget don't usually have any physical stores. So I went to the one place that I can still kinda afford. IKEA. And these showrooms revealed to me that the key to harmony within a space is color and texture, which led to me making my first purchase. A rug that acted as a color palette for the core of my living room, which is also known as the vinyl listening space. The goal of getting this sound system was to be more intentional with music. By giving it the respect and attention it deserves, music went from being background noise to an immersive experience that I engage with. This way, music becomes another artistic medium I use to dive deeper into my own craft. And I wanted to do the same with reading and writing, but before I knew it, I had run out of money. I was gonna wait till next month's paycheck, when I suddenly found gold in the mail. My last apartment's security deposit. As artists, inspiration is our fuel for creation. It's everywhere, yet visible nowhere, but it could come from anywhere. Inspiration is kinda like luck. You have to put yourself in the right places to be lucky. And these spaces for writing, music, and reading are like fishing boats that get on to cast a rod in the ocean. Most days bear no fruit, but with inspiration, sometimes all you need is that one big catch. Everything was coming together, except without a TV, it felt like the living room lacked a centerpiece. But luckily, I had just the thing. A flea market painting I bought during college. And after hanging it up, I was reminded that I had walls. My next project will be an ambitious goal of shooting a narrative short film, so it is crucial for my new apartment to encourage curiosity and creativity. Because this is where my ideas will be birthed, And just like with a child, ideas and imaginations need a supportive environment to grow and develop. And that's why your home is important. At the very least, you spend 2 crucial times of every day here. In the morning as your brain is waking up, and at night before you sleep. Because what is on your mind when your head hits the pillow will determine what you dream about. And I hope I always dream big.